The wormhole spat their ship into orbit around a behemoth of a world. Steve's jaw dropped. That can't be real. Sebel's eyes glistened as the readings streamed across the console. 10 times Earth's size, and an atmosphere thick with oxygen. Which means everything down there grows big, she finished. Her voice caught between awe and dread. They launched the lander, a silver disk slicing through the green and gold haze. The closer they came, the stranger it grew. What they thought were mountains were not mountains at all, but trees, colossal, skyscraper-like trees that pierced the clouds. Some so tall their crowns wore ice caps. The lander settled on an exposed branch wide enough to host a city block. The moment the hatch opened, the noise hit them, a roar, a screech, a chorus of whistles, growls, bellows, and cackles all colliding in a deafening cacophony that rattled their bones. Steve clamped his hands over his helmet. "It's like a damn marketplace during rush hour, Merkato," Sebel shouted, half smiling through the agony. "That's what I'll call it. Planet Merkato, the noisy planet." They clipped themselves to the branch and began their descent. Every step down revealed new horrors. Other trees grew from the bark itself, parasites feeding on giants. Creatures shrieked at them from hollow nests, their bodies feathered, scaled, or bristled with quills. When one lunged, Steve fired his pulse sidearm. The beast fell silent, tumbling into the abyss below. Sebel's breath hitched. If this is one branch, what the hell is at the bottom? Hours later, the light faded. Shadows thickened until the ground below became a black void. Their lamps flickered across the roots of titans, each as wide as rivers, burrowing into soil no sunlight ever touched. That was when the true nightmare began. A worm the size of a subway car slithered into view, gnawing at fallen leaves. It writhed, harmless, unaware. Then roots moved, not roots. Traps. They lashed out like serpents, coiling around the worm, slamming it against the trunk. Needles extended, gleaming wet in their headlamps. With a sickening hiss, they pierced its flesh. Sebel gagged. Steve grabbed her arm. "Don't look, too late." The worm shriveled before their eyes, its body collapsing into a leathery husk. The roots shuddered, released it, and flung the empty skin aside like garbage dot before either of them could speak. The ground itself shifted. Roots exploded upward, snaring their legs, their arms, their torsos. They were yanked against the tree, bark scraping their suits. "Steve!" Sebel screamed, thrashing, but the roots only tightened, coiling around her chest until she could barely breathe. Steve strained, his pulse pistol inches from his trapped hand. "Don't move. They'll drain us." The roots flexed, their needle points glistening, angling toward their helmets. Sebel's breath turned ragged, her voice trembling but fierce. "If we don't get free in the next 10 seconds, we'll end up like that worm." The forest roared around them, the endless chatter of Merkato rising, as if the whole planet itself was laughing at their helplessness. And then the needles struck forward.